If you're a wellness brand working with a digital marketing agency, or maybe you're crafting your own strategy, you're launching campaigns without making data-driven decisions, then it's like putting a blindfold on and shooting darts in the dark. And no, I don't mean data-driven decisions like looking at your Google Analytics or looking at your web analytics or even your Meta ads analytics. That is all important and very crucial for the optimizations of your campaign, but I'm speaking specifically in the data that you need to build a successful campaign. My name is Amelia Lujan. I am a holistic marketing strategist with Mindfulbody Productions, and today we are going to talk about how to create successful campaigns before launching the campaign with data-driven decisions. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share some tools that we use to build successful strategies. So make sure to stick until the end so that you know from A to Z why this is important and how to do this, so that you know that when you launch your campaign, you're not shooting darts in the dark and you're able to hit it out of the park the first time around. If you're looking to grow your brand, make sure to subscribe, give us a like on this video so that you can stay updated. This is the third video that we're launching on this series on how to build an unstoppable brand. So if you missed the previous videos, make sure to go back into our YouTube channel so that you can watch the previous ones and subscribe so you can stay updated for the future ones. First, let's talk about the importance of creating a strategy that is current and up to date. What worked 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago when you first launched your first Google ad or your first Meta ad doesn't work in today's landscape. So it's so important to become relevant, and you don't need to launch an ad and just wait and see and experiment to do this. And I'm going to teach you how towards the end of this video. But first and foremost, we need to talk about what is working today. What's working today is highly engaging videos with a really catchy script. So it's not just about throwing up a video and saying, I'm releasing this course, buy it today, or putting a graphic up and saying, if you want to lose weight, click below and schedule your consultation. Those things are outdated. We need to first and foremost speak to the desires and the pains of our ideal audience and speak directly to them, to the point that that person is scrolling and they feel like that ad is speaking directly to them. And to do that, you need to understand your ideal customer. So if you haven't watched that video yet, please go back and watch it, because this is a crucial first step, and brand positioning will help you set up a campaign for success. But first, you need to understand the landscape. You need to understand who you serve, not just where they live or what they want, but what are their deepest desires, so that first and foremost, you can create a video that hooks that person in, that develops a story that allows them to see the journey of how they can develop and then become a success story, just like many of your clients. So what works today is video content, user-generated content. Use a lot of video testimonials, because this is a really important part. The market is so saturated that proof of concept needs to be the first thing that you're thinking about. So if you don't have any video testimonials, go back to your past clients, start talking to them, interview them in a video, whatever it takes, get those video testimonials so that you can have a more raw and authentic connection. So testimonials, videos that incorporate hooks and storytelling, these are elements that are working now in 2025. The next piece is what's working in your specific industry. Your market, understand your market share, understand how quickly your market is growing, understand how the market is behaving to your specific service or product. And these are going to be really great tips for you to know how to develop your script and understand how to set up your campaign for success. Another way that you can see what's working in your specific industry is analyzing your competitors. See what they're doing and act upon those things and see where their weak points are so that you can improve upon those. And we don't look at competitors to steal their strategies. We look at competitors for inspiration, because if there's a really big company that serves your ideal target market in a very unique way, then your way is also unique, that gives a different perspective, a different angle. So just work upon that. Don't copy paste what they're doing exactly exactly. You need to develop your own competitive edge, what makes you unique. But if they're using a storytelling format that seems appealing to that specific audience, or they're showing proof of concept in a way that's more like point of view style video, then you want to leverage those techniques for your own practice or your own wellness brand so that you can craft a story around what makes you unique, what you do, and what successes that you've brought to your own clients. All right, so let's talk about some tools that make this very, very seamless and easy so that you can see what your competitors are doing and how to craft a strategy that you can hit it out of the park the first time around. First and foremost, we love using this tool called SimilarWeb. We get to see and compare our traffic and our competitors' traffic and see exactly where it's coming from. Another crucial piece in analyzing your competitors is you don't need to look at your competitors from the standpoint of somebody that's doing exactly what you're doing. For example, if you're a functional medical doctor, you don't need to look at other functional medical doctors to see how they connect with their audience, because another functional medical doctor might speak to, let's say, gut health. And if you focus on hair loss, then it's a completely different demographic. So you want to look at competitors from a lens of other companies that are also serving your ideal audience that you're looking to target. Because at the end of the day, that ideal audience within a certain age bracket that has certain desires, that has certain beliefs, that has certain interests or pains, their behavior is going to be similar in the way that they will behave with your competitor. So if you look at it from that standpoint instead of what are other businesses that are doing something similar to me, then you're going to get a lot more data to understand how they're marketing specifically to that ideal audience. All right, and without further ado, let's talk about some tools to make this a lot easier and more seamless so that you can develop strategies that will support you in knocking it out of the park and setting yourself up for success. Firstly, a tool that I love to use is SimilarWeb. You're able to analyze where your competitors' web traffic is coming from, what type of strategies that they're doing, so you can see if the bulk of your competitors are using Google Ads, then you might want to look at Google Ads because that's where your ideal audience lives and how they're searching specifically for something that you offer. If you see on SimilarWeb that a lot of people are doing commercials or they're doing referral partnerships, then you might want to look at those specific strategies for your unique business. Another tool that we love to use is TikTok. Simply go on TikTok, look at trends, look at your competitors, look at hashtags that you would like to use and that your competitors are using to see what industry trends there are that you can gain inspiration from. TikTok is a very visual platform. It's a very trend-worthy platform. So a lot of the strategies, a lot of the types of videos that are out there, you might want to be looking at those for your specific strategies. Another phenomenal tool that I love using is Reddit. Reddit is a huge forum where so many people are seeking answers and asking questions. So for example, on the topic of hair loss, you might want to go on there and seek groups that talk about hair loss. And in those groups, you're able to discover exactly what questions these people are asking, what solutions they're looking for, what pains they have, and then you can create content or create an ad strategy that speaks specifically about those questions and those pains. Another phenomenal tool to expand on Reddit is Answer the Public. You're able to see specific questions that have a very high search volume and create blog content, YouTube content, Instagram content, or even leverage those in your own ad strategies so that you can speak directly to those questions that the majority of the people have. Well, there you have it. This video was short and sweet, and we spoke about the importance of creating a data-driven strategy and some tools to help you create that. If you'd love assistance in creating your strategies and working with a skilled team, we at Mindfulbody Productions are here for you, so feel free to reach out. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and stay tuned for the upcoming video. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.